News that impacts you and your community. 13 on Your Side Evening News starts now.
We begin at 5 with new information after a 14-year-old girl missing from Washington State was found safe in South Haven.
Police say she was found in the home of a registered sex offender after being missing for 3 weeks. 30-year-old Keith Frierksen is facing 9 charges, including 2 charges for human trafficking.
13 on Your Side's Jeremiah Brown is live outside the South Haven court where the suspect faced a judge today. And Jeremiah, what did you learn?
Well, Juliet and Elena, first of all, the missing girl, of course, has been found and she's been reunited with her family, who are, of course, ecstatic to have their daughter back today. The Van Buren County Sheriff says there needs to be a call for change, telling us that a registered sex offender was able to make contact with and groom a minor across the country online. The Van Buren County Sheriff's Office says it got a call from the FBI Wednesday regarding a suspect wanted in connection to a missing girl in Washington. Police went to the property along Blue Star Highway with a search warrant. It was there they found the victim along with the car Frierksen used to drive her from Washington. Investigators say people who also lived on the property told them she had been there for about 3 weeks. The sheriff says this is a reminder about the dangers for teens online.
We've all heard the conversation for years about something's got to be done, but yet nothing's getting done. You can censor certain individuals on any internet platform. Tell me why there can't be legislation coming out of Washington, D.C. Once you're convicted of a sex crime, you have zero access to an internet, certain platforms. And if they do get on it, let the prosecutor and law enforcement have something they can sink their teeth in to prosecute these individuals.
Police say that Frierksen befriended this girl on social media, grooming her for several months. Frierksen will face charges in both Washington and Michigan, and he could be facing federal charges as well. Right now, he's being held without bond. Live in Van Buren County, I'm Jeremiah Brown, 13 on Your Side.
And now that their family is reunited, the victim's mother is talking for the first time. She traveled to Van Buren County this afternoon and stood right alongside the sheriff and the prosecutor. 13 on Your Side's Micah Cho joins us now from the newsroom with what she is saying. Micah.
Julia, she didn't speak for long and called the past 3 weeks of their search for the 14-year-old a nightmare. As we heard from JD earlier, the teenager and Keith Frierksen met online last year, but it wasn't until January that the suspect and the victim met in person. Sheriff Daniel Abbott told us this afternoon that wasn't a rideshare that picked up the victim. All they could say was that a vehicle recovered on Frierksen's property made it to Washington and back. Our sister station in Seattle, King 5, walked with her mother through the streets, watching them put up posters for the missing teenager in early January. Making the long trip back to Michigan, the mother, who has not released her name, said she hopes that her family's case will be a call to action for other parents.
This predator was able to use social media platforms to reach my child from across the country. He was able to use these platforms to groom my child over an extended period of time. How many more children have to be victimized before these social media platforms are held to a higher standard? How many more families have to suffer?
Again, Frierksen is facing multiple charges in Michigan and Washington. One of the charges, criminal sexual conduct in the first degree, carries a possible life sentence. For now, in the newsroom, Micah Cho, 13 on Your Side.
Micah, thank you. And just about every child has a smartphone these days, making it easier than ever for predators to make their way into young people's lives. They often pose as other children. They get into social chat rooms, find targets, and begin grooming. The organization Protect Young Eyes, based in West Michigan, is hoping to help parents safeguard children from online danger.
So I think for parents, this is a wake-up call. We need to do whatever we can, persistently and consistently, to create an environment where our children know beyond any doubt that they can land safely and softly with us. And that often means that parents have to respond in calm and in a way that invites children into a conversation.
Now make sure parental controls are set up to monitor when and how much time children can spend on their devices, as well as the content. He recommends being curious, watching, or playing things together. We will continue to cover this case both on air and online on 13onyourside.com. You can also see the entire news conference with police right now on the 13 on Your Side YouTube page.